Welcome to Shogun Bros No DECAFF, where passion meets purpose in the world of dogs. We go beyond the surface, covering care, training, breeding, husbandry, showing, genetics, and the history behind the breeds that shape our culture. We're here to inform, inspire, and keep it real. No hype, no shortcuts, and definitely no DECAFF. Join us Monday through Friday at 4:30 Arizona time. No daylight savings, no nonsense, just honest conversations about what it really takes to raise, train, and understand great dogs. This is Shogun Bros No DECAFF. Let's get started. Disclaimer: we do not participate in any illegal activity and will not violate any animal or human rights. All opinions shared on this podcast are the individual thoughts of the speaker and do not reflect the thoughts or opinions of our guest or the host. In other words, your words are your words and your thoughts are your thoughts, not mine. Say it. Stand on it.
Yo, yo.
Hey,
Yeah, man. Can't call him ice baller, man. Can't call him ice baller.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, how you doing this morning, Big A?
I'm all good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's Tuesday, December 2nd, man. We coming real short on the end of this year, man. We getting real close to the end of this thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And some people didn't make it with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Once again, man, rest in peace to Ronald Bulls and all the great brothers and sisters that didn't or that won't see 2026 with us in the physical.
Yes, sir. Real talk.
We got a lot going on, but we here. We had some technical difficulties this morning.
Yeah.
We here, man. We grinding. We grinding no matter what. Let me get the comments on screen so I can see what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in here this morning, man. Y'all was kind of late yesterday. Y'all in here today.
Yeah.
Hard finish say yo yo.
Mm-hmm.
Big C with the one. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
He said, yo, salute on this cold and rainy day, rainy morning.
Yeah.
Croc Bull, salute, big dog.
Lou.
Quick, what it do?
Yeah, man.
Black Rose is top of the morning.
Yeah.
Paul Johnson, salute.
Slow. Tony.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, man. We got a topic today, man. This is man building and dog history at the same time, man. I'm not here to regale you with stories of past matches. That's not what we do here. But I will talk about some certain things, man. Today's episode is going to highlight the art and discipline and instinct behind combat, not glorifying the violence, but appreciating the beauty in structure, athleticism, drive, and purpose. You can connect dogmanship to samurai philosophy. Combat is not chaos. It's controlled mastery. Perfect for educating the audience on temperament, working instincts, and responsible training.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Jump to that Bushido code, man. And that's you, courage. Courage isn't fearlessness. It's stepping into the challenge with discipline. Dogs show courage in work, protection, competition, and even overcoming daily fears. Today's lesson: real combat is courage with control. Combat reveals character in dogs, in people, and in purpose.
All right. All right. We got some dogs here to share with y'all this morning from people that entered the dogs into our online not digital dog show. Our dog of the week, pup of the week, and digital dog show competitions. Friday morning, I'm going to let y'all know Friday morning, I got to go to work early. There won't be no decaf this Friday morning. So dog of the week and pup of the week will have to be on Saturday in conjunction with the digital dog show. Well, I got the time to do it, but we got another inspection on Friday. I'm in charge of inspecting a certain number of people, so I gotta get there early enough to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's always crunch time at the end of the year, man.
Yeah, always, man, always. But speaking of crunch time, this puppy right here got some crunch time, or at least he look like he do. This is Big C's Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah. Salute. Hey, that's a dope name too, Crunch Time.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for the topic of today's episode.
Yeah.
This is Curtis and Bulldogs Akira. She is the current dog of the week.
Salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She look good too, man. I like her muscular.
Another thing that's dope is a lot of these dogs that we see on the screen, man, that enter into the contest, they usually be dropping little jewels and might come on here and say a little something, man. And it's one thing to talk about it, and then it's another thing to talk about it and show, your work. Your little section of work to the community, man. You know what I'm saying? It shows that it, not only are you just talking, you walking. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we see it, because this is a talking space. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of talking. You see a lot of people talk, but you never see the work. And this is something that I highly respect and appreciate. My hat goes off to everybody out there who does that.
Yes, sir. Well stated. The dog of the month, Samurai Kennels, or Ren Ishii.
Salute. You know what I'm saying? Pitwise is another one that, running around his region, making things happen the best way he know how, and seeing results. Salute to that.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Yeah, I'm over here dying, big ass.
Man, shoot, today was it's a hard one today. I don't know why, man. I do know why, but man, yeah.
And then the pup of the quarter is Big C's Cash Dog.
Yeah. Man, Big C done entered so many dogs, man, and so many of those dogs look good, man.
Also, man, it's the last month of the year. Y'all know we do the list at the end of the year. So this is the thing right here, man. There's the Shogun Unlimited chat. There's the chat here. There's plenty of ways for you to submit the channel that you think should be highlighted, and for us to get them racked and stacked, and get it out there to the public.
Yeah.
The list is a very, very polarizing thing, but it gives you a very, very good indicator of where your trajectory is with your channel, and if you're giving people what they want to see. But it only works if you vote, you submit channels, and you also are honest with yourself about what brings you the most value for content.
Yeah, man.
It only works if you honest with yourself. If you know what I'm saying, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, man, and seeing these dogs, man, and then watching them grow, and then seeing them consistently week after week or month after month, and so on and so forth. I know with at this point in time, with the knowledge I've obtained and all of that, via online YouTube or whatnot, I know who I would ask and whose opinion I would value based off of the dogs themselves.
Yeah, that's true. And then obviously, man, in March 14th, 2026, man, in New Iberia, Louisiana, the South Bottom Dog Show. Be there. Hashtag be there.
Sir.
Yeah.
Young fam.
What it do, young fam?
Hey.
Yeah, y'all. So the topic of today, the beauty of combat. Growing up, I didn't grow up in the time frame to see Mike Tyson go. I saw the end of him, around the time Tupac got killed in Vegas, unalive in Vegas. He was kind of he won that match that night, but he was kind of starting to go downhill. He wasn't the devastator that he once was. But when I see a boxer, I love Ali. I never saw Ali fight until I saw like the replays of his fights either. But I prefer the devastating blows that Tyson would give people in combat.
So you like the heavyweights?
I like the slugfest heavyweights.
That's what heavyweights are.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say Ali was really I would say he could knock people out and he did have power. But when I think of, what I'm saying, like knockout, I'm thinking about the Brown Bomber or Mike Tyson. Like that's the kind of like knockout artists I'm talking about. Like Kimbo Slice even, that's my favorite kind of devastating fighter, and typically the only kind of fighter that can whoop one of them is one that can think their way through each situation.
Yep. And in tip-top condition.
Yes. Well, condition for that specific fight. Because you maybe for this one you need to be stronger than him. Maybe for this one you need to be quicker than him. Maybe for this one you need to be able to outlast him. So
you always need to be able to outlast a slugger. That is the number one. You got to be able to outlast a slugger.
Yeah, or just knock him out first. But and see that once again, like this is the beauty of combat.
Yeah.
No matter how big I feel, like I ain't gonna lie, like he's right. Like you outlast him. But you still got to inflict damage.
Oh yeah.
But what I'm getting at is none of what we're saying about the art of combat matters if you're not successful in victory in that combat.
Yeah.
Now when we take it to the dogs, and historically, I don't want to say that. Like just we know this to be true. That these dogs do have a history of being used for combat. And I'm sorry, but I'm not as impressed with one that went 4 hours as I am with one that eliminated everything that was put in front of it. I'm just not. I think about practical uses for something like that. And for the practical uses or how I would like to hunt, like going out, when I say hunt, I genuinely mean going out in the woods and hunt. I think one that they can get the job done in a short order. Still being athletic and being able to be conditioned and everything, but one that can get the job done in a short order would be perfect for any kind of hunting I would do because I want to be tracking on foot behind the dog. And so let's say I got one that can go 3 or 4 hours into the woods chasing a hog and I can't catch up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a 4-wheeler. I don't have a side-by-side to keep up with the dog once I release him. So I'm looking for one that's a lightning bolt that's gonna go over there, take hold, and give me, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to get over there and jug that hog and unalive that hog with him, or whatever else it is we are unalive in that day, right? So that's my personal preference, and that's what I like to build. But to me, that style of combat, the blitzkrieg combat, is a very powerful style of combat, especially when something is created efficiently to do it. American muscle cars are not made necessarily for turns, straight lines. You know what I'm saying? But when you start talking about bending corners, that's a different class of vehicle. Yeah. for the beauty of combat, the dog I want to bring up is Carl Mims Ritz. I bring up this dog all the time because it's the only dog I've heard of that was this much of an ace in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And with him, I wouldn't even say it was devastating mouth. It was that he knew where to bite to inflict the most severe damage the fastest. There was a level of intelligence there as well with this animal.
Yeah.
And I never saw this animal go, but I did see an animal that resembled a story that I heard about Ritz. And that was the first pit bull I ever actually encountered. Told y'all the story about this. That my homeboys, they locked me outside with this dog. I thought the dog was going to attack me. The dog was super friendly. It came up to me, and it was peaceful, not harmless. So the dog was peaceful with me. I was able to pet the dog and everything. And then when this dog saw my homie's dog in his 10x10 kennel, the dog went over and literally was fence fighting with my homie's dog. But she was so advanced. Every move, like you could literally tell if they had been loose and like able to get to each other. She outclassed this dog in every way. Like she beat him to the spot. If he went high, she went low. If he went low, she went even lower. You know what I'm saying? Like she was matching him move for move. I was like, this is the skill and poise we talk about in combat. To see what's before you and to be able to know how to confront it. And so I'm gonna pass it over to Big A right now.
Yeah. No, that's that's what's up. I definitely like the hard mouth, man, and we've had this conversation before behind closed doors, man. About having a hard mouth, man. We've talked about it public too. I don't know. It depends on what you're looking for in the whole nine. But I mean, if you into looking for game and in the whole nine, I mean, that's one thing. But a hard mouth, man, can get the job done in so many cases, man. With a little bit of intelligence, when it comes to that type of work.
Yeah. I also mentioned earlier was discipline behind whatever it is that whatever you do in combat. From a military perspective, the beauty of combat is all soldiers are trained to respond to orders. So with no matter what size force you have, the majority are going to follow that order unless some extenuating circumstance comes out. Now, the cool thing about that is if you know when the dogs of war are going to be released in a military situation, there's a confidence within the entire unit. Each man knowing what the next man is capable of. I know that the man or woman next to me can shoot a rifle at 300 yard or at a 300-yard target accurately. You have to be able to. Part of your indoctrination into that family of things, right? And with the dogs, it's a very similar topic. And that's why I bring training in, not bite training, but training in general, or even habit building with your dog. Well, typically before my dogs get into it on the yard, I can see the signs that a combative situation is about to occur. To me, that is not control, but it is an awareness. And that's the same awareness in combat that you need to know what to do in that situation because you know what's about to happen. For example, I'm gonna give you all an example, and like if you're a smaller guy, you've probably been through this. If you're a bigger guy, you've probably been on the opposite end of this. As a slimmer guy, in most combat situations, I'm quicker than the bigger person. So what's the first thing they go to? What's they first go to?
A bigger person's probably gonna try and take that first swing and grab.
You know what I'm saying? Like, grab, because I'm usually we fight. I'm usually swinging first.
Yeah, you're gonna take that first swing and try and grab. Yeah,
it's a known thing. That's a strength. It's a strength until it's not a strength, right? But I'm just saying, like this is the art of combat, like understanding the situation. And so when I think about dogs of the past that could do that, it's not all dogs that do it. Some of them just bite indiscriminately. I've seen dogs that, just barking and biting, curb biting, right? And I don't think that benefits you even in a pet animal to have a dog like that.
Yeah.
And you would never have to match no dog or fight no dog illegally to find this out. Like, you'll see it in their natural behaviors. And honestly, like the dog that can remain calm in sticky situations is the one that's worth training.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Do you consider your dogs a warrior in the garden?
Yeah. Yes. Now, can you break down that concept? Because like most people get it, but some people may not have heard that concept before.
Yeah. So the thing is, it started with I forgot the doctor name, man. I can't remember his name, but he says, and he's talking about men in general. He's not talking about. He was talking to men, not women. He was saying, as a man, you need to learn. You need to become a monster. You have to become a ruthless monster, and then you have to learn how to control it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to become a monster, then you have to learn how to control it. And because as a man, you got to be able to handle certain situations and the whole nine as a protector and everything like that. The main thing is controlling it. So it's the same thing with the dogs, man. These are working breeds. We all know the history. We all know what they're capable of. Learning, getting your dog up to speed, training your dog, basic training, all this stuff that counts or whatnot, to the point to where the dog, with his capabilities, knows when, where, how to address a situation, is pretty much stable in his condition, man, and stable in his state, and like I say, knows when to get into action or knows when not to, knows when to when kids are around to be a little more docile, respectable, and how can I say it, tolerable, and the whole nine. But when it's time to get into action, they know exactly when to get into action. Being a warrior in the garden, capable of creating damage and handling business, but in this case, in my case per se, a pet when she needed to be a pet, and a bulldog when she needed to be a bulldog.
Well stated. Anthro said the same thing you said, man. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. But I ain't gonna lie, it's nice to have them gardening skills after the war is over.
Yeah. Ragnar Lothbrok,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't see what's good, big dog. What it do?
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. But I want you to think about, because we talked about last week, Balto and Togo and Hachi, and those dogs that was the bond. But I want you to think about a time, and maybe you haven't had this. I have, where a dog had to be combative, and it saved your life.
Yeah.
And this was dog on dog combat. This was not no match. This was me being a kid in the backyard, unattended. Back then, we did stuff like that. And so, all these stories I've told before, but they had different relevance, different episodes. We had a bulldog type dog. I want to say it was American Bulldog. I don't know how purebred he was. They didn't care about that stuff back in the day. His name was Buster.
Yeah.
And Buster was a man biting dog. He tolerated us kids, but he didn't like us kids. If that made sense.
Yeah.
And then there was Buck. Buck was an old mangy Walker Hound dog, and but Buck was loyal. Buck was bonded to the family. And one day I decided I was gonna go out there fooling with Buster, and Buster had threw me. You know what I'm saying? He was coming in with a full head of steam to bite me. I'm certain. And Buck saw this and jumped in the way. And they went at it. Buster was on the chain. Buck ran the yard freely, but the dog did everything he could to protect me from Buster. Now, mind you, just because of the type of dog Buster was, he beat the brakes off of Buck. But Buck gave me the space I needed to get clear of Buster's chain space. And moments like that, like you never forget. I don't even think I was 5 years old yet when this happened. But it occurred, and I was able to see that up close. You know what I'm saying? The tenacity of combat. Buck was never the same dog after that either. He walked with a limp for the rest of his life after that altercation.
Yeah.
Buster put mouth on him real bad, but I didn't die, and I didn't have it as a news article. So I respect the dog that is willing to put it all on the line in combat for a human being. And then let me talk about the history of what I learned during my senior project. So I didn't understand the concept of matching them. I just thought roles were matching when I was younger. Right, and this is just talking generally speaking, giving you my perspective. I thought roles and matches were the same thing, because I would see homeboys bet, $50, $100 right on the corner and just pop the collars right there, no box, no nothing. There was no structure. I didn't believe there was any structure. It was just street fights, right? Obviously, in a neighborhood where we felt safe, and we weren't hurting nobody, and nobody was hurting us, but that was what was done. And then I did my senior project, and I began to read different articles about like the legitimate, I ain't gonna say legitimate, but the organized matching of animals. And I came upon an article on George Armitage. And I began reading this book by George Armitage on the rules governing dog fighting. And even though I never got into it, it made sense. It genuinely made sense when you read it in a book. It made sense. The agreed upon weight, agreed upon purse. This man in this corner, this person in this corner. Each one to wash the other. It was things in there. I was like, okay. To me, when I read it, it sounded like getting ready for a boxing match. And it even talked about a no contest if the animals didn't show the want to scratch, the want for combat, it could be a no contest. So I was like, okay, just like how I was showing yesterday with the slat mill, that the dog would naturally jump on there just with a little encouragement. Like I don't have to force him to do nothing. The art of combat, the beauty of combat is two warriors skilled and ready. The wash, the weigh-in, the conditioning, the keep, the feed, the time, the antibiotics, the aftercare. It requires skill for all of these things just to make the combat occur. And so, because I could care less about like the matching or the outcome, because I ain't got no dog in the fight, literally. But understanding like what it takes to have a good contest, there should be respect in there. The same way we respect a boxer or MMA fighter or a tennis player or anybody who trains for any sport, there has to be a level of respect there for these animals. And that's why, even though I don't match dogs, I don't get into the legal portion of the dogs, the art of conditioning, the keep, the care of just cuts and scrapes that were learned from the combative sports, it still transcends the box to this day. And so when it comes to take care of the warrior, which these dogs, whether they're being used for it or not, they are warriors in a garden. They require you to be a good medicine man to take care of that warrior that you have in that leash. And I don't care whether that's an American Pit Bull Terrier, whether it's a Malinois, a German Shepherd dog, a Dogo Argentina, American Bulldog, a Cane Corso, a Presa Canario. Respect the work. Like Toyo say, respect the work. Even if I don't agree with what kind of work you're doing, I respect the work. I might not respect you as a person, but I respect the work if the work is being put in. Because one thing about two warriors is they will do everything they can to avoid going into each other because you never know what the outcome is going to be. The last resort should be to draw your sword. The last resort should be to go to combat.
Yeah.
That should be the last resort. Because every dog has his day. MK and Bottoms, what's good, big dog?
Yeah.
Ampro, what's good?
Yeah, man.
But so then you talk about the training.
How much time we got left?
30 minutes.
Okay.
Why, what's up?
Shoot, I was gonna read this article.
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time.
All right. Shoot, I don't have the cover to this, but I think, let me see. I know I got the cover, I think. Hold up, here we go. This is coming from, I don't have the year, but it's coming from the Gazette. I want to say around 2001. I don't know. All right. It's called The Best Game of All. It was a beautiful autumn day at our new home in southeast rural mountains in Virginia, only about 100 miles north of Greensboro, North Carolina, where I spent most of my adult life. We moved to this wonderful Arcadia in 1995, planning to live out our retirement years in peace. I was devoted my entire martial training to the Filipino style Balian Tuak, translates to cry of freedom. After the Filipino Revolutionary War against the invading Spanish, in those days I focused my entire moments totally on the practice of Balian Tuak. No halfway for me. I am completion. Now I am completion of the style, equivalent to the 3rd degree black belt in the karate system. But those days I didn't do any boxing heavy bag work or pumping iron or cardio apart from my given standard, regardless of almost daily road work. I was 58 years old. My bulldog Victory was getting old also. He was 12 years old. I think that is about equivalent to 84 human years. The logging company that owned the land we hunted wild hogs on cleared the acres, so we had no more wild boar hunting. So I figured me and Victory had our last adventure together. I was wrong. And that last adventure, it was what this article is about. How time flies. Where does it go? It seems just yesterday when my Victory was a little gray puppy, and I took him with me when I drove to Texas to visit my friend Bobby Hall to give Bobby his share of the litter. Victory was out of my Jeep bred velvet bred to Bobby's champ old Swamper dog. Since then, I can't count all the adventures me and Bully Son bred dog have had. We've traveled across the country from east to west and back to Florida and back to North Carolina and Virginia. Victory was a hunting dog. First and foremost, you cannot keep even dogs who have hunted together since puppyhood from arguments and ill temper any more than you can keep those human buddies from arguments. So Victory had been in a couple of scraps with other dogs, other bulldogs, bay dogs, you name it. He had been around the barn and back. He was the best catch dog I ever seen or heard of, and that is not just me talking, as many hog hunters have made the same observation. I've seen him take a 400-pound boar to his knees one-on-one, from the orange groves of Florida to the swamps in North Carolina. We've been through a lot together. Unlike most, I do not watch while my dog catches. I go in with him and wrestle and tie like calf roping in a rodeo. I've had my legs split open to the bone and bear my own scars, all in concert with my companion, Victory. You form close bonds when you share as much as Victory and I have. When we were building our new home in the Virginia mountains, and I was up there, he got loose in Greensboro, North Carolina. After a lifetime of experience, it never seems to amaze me how they get loose. This time it was because a friend of mine kept him while I was gone, and he was not thoroughly put up. He got into it with the neighbor's big shepherd pit cross. The shepherd charged and hit on Vic because Victor never started any fight. He just finished him. That cost me $400 to pay for the shepherd's vet bill. Anyway, I figured that was the last time I'd have to wash him and betadine and patch him up. As mentioned, I was wrong. At the time, we were the only folks who lived full time in our wooded subdivision for about 200 acres. The roads are all dirt roads and no neighbors. So I let Victory run loose when he did our road work together. Joining us was his daughter Vicky, Victory X Wild Size Jeep Niggerino, Rolling Hills champion Taz Cross named Wild Size Beauty. Vicky was a little puppy at the time, and Victory's buddy, a neutered male collie, wolf mix, a pet named McLean, called him Matt. We went down to the lake where I practiced my Filipino stick fighting moves, karate forms, and shadow box. The Filipino stick I carry with me for all road work is made out of an African hardwood, said to be the densest hardwood wood available. It was dusk when we started back on the dirt road that leads to our cabin. Suddenly, McLean burst into the woods. He does that. His senses are very keen. It's the wolf in him. He can sense wild turkey deep in the woods, and he also takes off after deer, raccoon. Anyway, this time I heard him yip a couple of times, and then he came dashing out the woods. I didn't think much of it. Old Vic just plodded along with me in those days and ranged out less and less. Although he never did give up thinking there must be some more hogs in there somewhere. He would still range, looking for wild hogs from time to time, ranging until he would tire and return the plod along beside me as I ran. But he was doing this less and less. But suddenly Vic's head came up, nose to the breeze, tail up, and bang, he charged into the woods. Old age forgotten, leaping gracefully over a fallen tree. He looked like his old self. I smiled to myself. Thank you, God, that I provided this beautiful place. Must be a high buck deer, I thought, because although Victory was still run deer, he's not very enthusiastic about it anymore, and he never was real excited about deer. His mind always on challenge of wild hogs. Anyway, as I said, at first I didn't think much of it. I kept running, thinking he'll catch up. Suddenly I stopped, froze, and listened. No sound, but there was something in the air, danger. So quietly, I slipped into the woods, heading in the direction Victory went. I didn't call him because I didn't want to spook whatever he might have found, and I didn't know what I'd find. The pup followed, of course, obviously, to what's going on. And I knew I could be wrong. It could be nothing. I went in about 50 feet and stopped. No idea which way to go. Listening, smelling the breeze. Nothing. Then the wolf, McLean, came out quietly past me, went ahead of me about 10 feet and paused, nose in the air, ears twitching. He was to me beautiful when he did that. I whispered, "Where's Victory, Matt? Find Victory." Then he took off with an easy lope, cutting about 30 degrees into the left. Me and the pup Vicky followed slowly. The wolf McLean is white, so he was easy to follow for a while. I saw him cut about 45 degrees back towards the road, going fairly slow, head down. He disappeared over the crest of a small hill. It wasn't thick, but there was a lot of fallen trees, and mud holes. So the going was a bit slow to me because I was trying to run at an ease pace. Experience hunting in the South Carolina swamp country gave me a habit of conserving strength. And one never knows when suddenly you be wrestling a hog, which is like wipeout powerlifting, deadlifting serious iron. I didn't want to lose Mac though. Over the top of the hill, I couldn't find Mac, so I kept going for a while. We were headed back toward the road. All of a sudden, it's like, not expecting this. You cannot believe what you see. A big black bear came around a tree. When he spotted me, he rose up and started pawing at the tree. He made heavy breathing sounds. His breath seemed as loud as a lion's roar to me. His paws were huge. He made sharp scrapping noises. I hesitated for just a moment and headed towards him. I was not looking at him now. My eyes swept back and forth over the ground near the tree, looking for victory for my victory dog. I was afraid. He was wounded or worse, dead. McLean was nowhere in sight. In a moment, I exploded into that zone where rationalization is just not there. My senses are keen, but all sense of self-preservation seems gone. I think this qualifies me to write about our breed. I am so like them. I recall thinking the main thing is to be aware as possible of those big paws. They will be faster than anyone I ever fought, and one swipe can end it. Except for that, concentrate on one thing. I'm going to take out that bear with my primary target is his head, nose. Hit and get out. Those thoughts flashed through my mind very fast as I charged that bear. I had a feeling of exhilaration as I felt the air passing through my hair. I felt like yelling with joy, but I didn't. I didn't make a sound. The bear dropped down from the tree, faced me, and charged towards me, a very short distance. He lowered his head and turned up the ground with his paws, leaves flying everywhere. When I initially charged, I had expected he would stand up on his four legs like you see in the movies, and he surprised me, but he did not hesitate. Hesitate is not what I do. I went right up and whack. I swiped his nose with a downward cut. He flinched back a tad, so I didn't hit him square with the power section of the end of the stick, which is enough to crush the cartilage. He never even took a swipe at me. I was very, very lucky. He bawled like a calf and spun around incredibly fast for being so big. He was a fat bear and ran to that tree. He scrapped and scooted up the tree. I was so impressed how fast he went up the tree, as big as it was. The tree seemed smaller than he was. He scooted to near the top. In fact, it was a slender tree, and it started swaying under his weight. He crouched up it like a panda bear, staring down at the frightened eyes. He was scared to death. Now I felt sorry for him. At the time, I was afraid the tree would break and he crashed down on us and kill us both, and me, myself, and the pup. The puppy was convinced she had chased him up the tree and was going crazy, jumping at the tree. So I started towards the road and called her. She came as we walked away. I saw the bear shimmy down the tree. He lumbered away into the forest. I called Victory, but couldn't find him. It was just about dark now. It was just about dark now, and only about a mile to the cabin to put the pup up. Didn't want to take any chances on losing him. Then I come back for Victory. So back we went as I called Victory from time to time. McLean, as known to do, suddenly joined us from who knows where. It was pitch black outside when I got back. Just a broken fingernail moon that gave very little light, and the forest had that special stillness that the only wild has. I put Vicky on her chain and started to go back for Victory. And there he comes, dragging his butt in the yard. He's breathing very, very heavily, raspy, very hot, close to collapse. His head looked chopped like a chopped hamburger, and his muzzle had deep gashes, and his throat and shoulder was cut, but not bad. He's gotten a little worse. He's got a lot worse hunting hogs. The wolf McLean had some wounds on his head, so I was very proud of him. He had joined the battle. I feel like he saved Victory's life by leading me to him and helping distract the bear while Victory engaged him. If the reader thinks this was very stupid for me to do a battle with the bear, that was an idiotic stunt, you're right. If the reader thinks I have shared this experience to brag about my bravery or make statements about my bravery, you are wrong. I share this experience for the ambience, the feel of the game, and the adrenaline high experience. As far as bravery is concerned, bravery is relative. One man's bravery is another man's fear, and one man's fear is another man's small concern. I am told much of my behavior since a child, a somewhat crazy child, in my opinion, of many. This is due to my being ADD, attention deficit. Knowing this in my old age, meaning age 70, I've become far more cautious. Anyway, one syndrome of ADD or I'm informed can be a complete lack of fear for what scares normal folks. As far as relative bravery, I have little fear of battle because it has been part of me all my life. But now I have prostate cancer, fear of dying. Although I don't want it, it is not a concern either. But the idea of me being weak and hunched over and hardly able to jog or lift a weight, this I am terrified of. Having to sit around and in a bathrobe is very scary to me. Bravery is relative, and truth means very little. The man who sacrifices to work overtime hours to provide for his family, the non-famous blue-collar American, and the working class housewife who sacrifices for her family. This is very true bravery. The bonehead who foolishly ends his life in battle is neither brave or honorable. That said, this epilogue is that the bear which I came to name Blackie came out okay. I saw him several months later. I was in the woods. I love the woods and going deep at times to practice my martial art. I was practicing my Bollington walk, whatever. When lo and behold, Blackie came up in the back of me. I turned and saw him. I didn't move. He didn't run away. Didn't charge me. Just lumbered past and into the forest. I had been concerned I might have damaged his muzzle to where he might not survive, but he looked fine. His progeny now lives around here. I never got to do anything with Vicky before she became an adult. The government attacked us in our home and took away my business, my free right to travel, and I could not hunt or even take her to the show ring or breed her. And she's now 12 years old, just a pet, but much loved pet. McLean died of a heart attack shortly before the government attacked us. We were still grieving. Late one night, he crawled up the steep steps where he often came to be patted. Our cabin is high on stilts like a beach house, and caved in on the back deck where we found him there in the morning. That was hard on us. And lastly, Victory. Some dogs can get inside you, but old Vic, he was beyond that. He was a golden glow in my life. I know many of you readers know what I mean. He is beyond description, beyond superlatives. Victory had been cut up a lot worse in the past, but because of his age, I suppose this incident seemed to have taken a lot out of him. He limped and favored one shoulder for a good while after that, but eventually it seemed to correct itself. However, he became less enthusiastic when we did our road work, staying near me more and ranging even less. Down at the lake where I practice on my boat dock, he often stopped playing with the pup and came down to lie down near me and watch me practice. He had not done that in the past so much. He lay there looking over the lake, and his eyes looked real old and faded. He had a far away look, and I often wondered if dogs reflect on the past. Could he be reminiscing on our many battles together? Sometimes I would sit with him and talk with him. Like, remember that old hog that almost got Michael? My son took him hog hunting, and the boar charged him. Vic got between my son and the hog and got rattled, where normally he had the ability to avoid. He did this to keep the hog from Michael. And you recall that old hog wouldn't be thrown, and on and on. Sometimes when it was time to go, he wouldn't hear me when I would whistle for him to come, and I had to go back and nudge him, and he just get up slow. It was kind of sad. Victory lived on slowly until one day in autumn of 2002, I found him in his doghouse, head out and as often like to sniff the breeze from the lake. He had passed heart attack. That Blackie Bear was the last adventure Vicky and I had. I'm reminded of a scene in an old movie entitled The Ravens, starring Steve McQueen. A young man about 12 years old rides a black stallion named Lightning. It takes place in the horse and the buggy days when cars were a new thing. The family's new Model T car is the bet. If the boy loses the race, he loses the family car. If he wins the race decisively, of course, while riding down the home stretch, the boy narrates, carried on the back of Lightning, racing on the jet black shape. It took me completely. Blood, skin, bowels, bones, and memory. That moment I was no longer head fast on earth, but free, fluid, part of the air and the sun, running as a man, sized race with more people than I could ever remember at one time watching. And so I had my moment of glory, the brief fleeting glory, which of itself does not last. But while it does, it is the best game. I can relate because for a moment in time, I had an experience I shall never forget. It was a brief moment that captured me. Blood, skin, bowels, and heart. It would not last, but while it did, it was the best game of all. Bob Stevens.
Hey, man. Shout out to Big A. Shout out to Hemi James. Look here.
Yeah.
Okay, Big A. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's two things I want to bring up about this.
Mm-hmm.
The first is this. I fooled with Bob Stevens. I was sent an article by Bob Stevens, an article he put in the Gazette or the Sport and Dog Journal back in like maybe 87.
Yeah.
About him, one, selling dogs and marketing them as protection dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so look, this is where like I really like to argue with old heads. Because what you gonna say about somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? This is why I really like to argue with old heads. And then, so Hemi sent the pedigree. Hemi, this is why I'm saying thank you. Hemi sent the pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
Big A, can you? I don't know if you can read it on your screen. But I'm about to read you some of these names in this pedigree. And
Yeah.
you tell me what you think. Walling's Bully Son.
Mm-hmm.
Finley's Bow.
Mm-hmm.
Crenshaw's Honey Bunch. Crenshaw's Jeep.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I've been screaming on the internet, and this story and this pedigree just adds to, like, it's gonna be even worse now. One thing I've been screaming on this internet is that Jeep dogs have the ability to bond with their handlers like no other animals. Period. If anybody who's been watching me for any amount of time knows that.
Yeah.
Anybody knows that, and that's not something I grew up knowing. I didn't even know what Jeep dogs were until I moved to Texas. This is something I read the story about Jeep, and you know, say his match with I think it was Ozzie Stevens Homer, and I talk about all the time. Like, you know, they say Jeep was gonna quit. I believe he was gonna quit, but I believe, like what Big A said yesterday, that the bond between the handler and the dog can make a dog that's not as good outperform a better dog. Yeah. I think about Jeep dogs or Jeep offspring. I don't care if it's White's Tab, if it's Tramp, if it's I don't care. You know. And then the bully son stuff. Okay, I'm like, well, if you know what I'm talking about with this article with Bob Stevens, I actually have a video where I share the article in there. The bully son. I think if you want to do protection work with a dog, an American Pit Bull Terrier, the bully son line with a little bit of Chinaman is the best bet you're gonna get. And I'm only saying that because the bully son is a little too aggressive, but I think the Chinaman is the right kind of aggressive for that kind of work. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I stand on it. I'm a person that has proven my theory through action. And I even like the way he wrote the article, man. I'm excited. Like genuinely, I came here asleep and I'm excited because that article, it articulates everything that I was talking about. Nowhere in there was a
long read too, boy. God, no.
But think about it, man. I'm just saying, man. Like it's funny to me how much grief I've gotten. And Bob Stevens been talking this talk for decades. Decades.
Yeah.
It's almost insulting that it, you know what I'm saying, that this hasn't been brought out before. But I'm glad you brought it out now, man. Like that was a whammy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of articles I just haven't been reading. I'm gonna start reading some more, but it goes along with the topic of today. The beauty of combat,
the beauty of lawful on the ground combat. That adrenaline rush. That's like I don't think people get it. That's what the protection work stuff is. It's that adrenaline. It ain't got nothing to do with needing a dog to protect you. It's just like going. I ain't gonna say just like going to the woods. It's this. It is this. Knowing that at any given time you got the right dog. Yeah. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Man, Big A, that was fire. And I'm telling you, him put the icing on the cake. Because when I pulled up that pedigree and I seen him, I was like, okay, makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Crockbull said, please do. I like that read. Yes, sir.
Okay, man. I'll do that, man. I wanted to read that article from Gary Hammonds about the weight. You know what I'm saying? Because I had said that a while ago. And that's where I got it from, the 3 pounds. From pretty much from this article. Not I haven't done like extensive research on it, but I respect his word, and it made sense to me.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna prolong it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and start making my rounds.
Yeah.
If you will go make your rounds, maybe we'll get up out of here.
Okay. Yeah, man. Y'all know what it is. Hey, salute to the morning PT boys. The boys will get up in the AM and get it in, no matter what. Rain, hail, sleet, snow, man. Yeah, we got one job to do, and that's to conquer the day. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Other than that, man, you know what it is.
Yes, sir, man. Salute to everybody that came out this morning, bro. We appreciate you. Like I said, Friday show, I won't be available Friday morning. So Saturday morning show, I will just extend Saturday morning show. Digital Dog Show is this Saturday. Dog of the Week, Pup of the Week. Be there. Binge-worthy content.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Y'all know how we end this show, man. Prayers go out to my brother Crockett.
Yes, sir.
The family of Mr. Bulls. And please bow your heads with me in agreement. May the Lord watch between you and me while we're absent, one from another. Amen.
Amen.
For the love of the dogs.
For the love of the gang.
Peace.
Yeah. Beat drop, slow, head nod, flow. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain. Locked in the game, never move for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Sock about the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, running straight through the rain. Red Ninja close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sock it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout. legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second was the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Second from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone his pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die.